Hey, this is Sion and welcome back to my channel. Today video, I would like to talk about FHA with detail about pro and con. As you all know from my other video about FHA, so FHA associated with first-time home buyer, but it's not for the first-time home buyer anymore. So anyone that looking to buy a home can be able to get FHA. And today video, we are going to discuss about what's the positive and what a downside on having FHA loan. Before we are diving into this, I would like to ask you a favor. If you are new to me or my channel, so this is all about real estate, helping buyer, helping sellers to navigate that real estate transaction. And also, if they have a question about real estate financing based on the FHA loan. So do me a favor. If this video interested you at all, please subscribe and leave the thumbs up. And if you have any other question, please leave a comment and I will go to the comment after the video. Okay, so let's get into what is the pro. One of the pro for FHA is the low down payment. So as you all know, for FHA down payment is 3.5%. So let's say if you have a FICO score 580 and above, you only has to come up with 3.5%, and that's what I would call as a pro, because not a lot of people, as a first-time home buyer or as a young couple or as a young kid that started for new life would have a lot of money for a down payment. So I would say a lower down payment is another pro for FHA loan. The second one is a high debt ratio. Let's say if you are wanted to purchase a home by yourself, so to have two people income is really helpful. But sometimes when you do it by yourself with the one income, it's kind of like a little it's a little hard, so by having a high debt ratio is really help for people that has one income. For DTI for FHA, I have seen some lender they go up to 50% or higher. So in a way, for debt ratio is really high to get qualified. So it's kind of give the borrower a little ability to kind of to have a little space when they make an offer or when they have a competition with the other. They would be able to kind of push to negotiate a little bit higher price, because FHA would allow them to go a little bit higher debt ratio than every other loan. That's kind of like another pro for FHA as well. Not a lot of program would allow the borrower to go to like 500 score. I don't really see any other program, and that is, I would say that is another pro for FHA as well. So let's say again with the FICO score, okay, let's say if you have 580 and above, you would be qualified for FHA with 3.5% down. But let's say if your FICO score lower than 580 and you say, hey, I have a money down, which is great, with FICO score 500 to 579, you have to have minimum of down payment 10%. So if you have a 10% down, then you still can qualify for FHA. But if you don't have a 10% down, then most likely you have to go work, you have to go fix your credit, or that way you would be able to qualify for or have a better FICO score. So number 4 that I would consider a pro for another FHA is gift from relative. So let's say that you have let's say that you want to buy a home and you don't have a money down. So your relative, your aunt, your uncle, can be able to just give the money to you, and you can use that as a down payment. That's what I consider a pro for FHA as well. Lower PMI. So lower PMI mean for other lender, for other program, if you have a low FICO score, they're gonna charge you a very high PMI, mortgage insurance they call. But for FHA, it's really saving you a lot of money for that. Okay. Let's say if you have a really FICO score, like I say, for people that have a really FICO score want to own a home, FHA is still a good option for it. But doesn't mean that doesn't mean that FHA has to be for whoever has a bad credit. Some good credit, I have FHA loan, and I will explain more in the detail later on in the video. Okay, so that's another pro with the FHA. That's another pro for the FHA. So let's start with the con for FHA. Okay, con for FHA, it has a certain thing as well. Everything come with good and come with bad. For you, as the borrower or whoever that willing to get the loan, at least you understand what is the benefit and what is the advantage, and what is the disadvantage for the program, and should you take that. Okay, so let's start. I finish it up with the pro, and now let's start with the con. Okay. So con, I divide it to like a state specific thing also. But let's start with the first one. So the con for FHA is for owner occupied. You purchase the home, you have to be owner occupied. So in the way, it's like for people that is like to invest or want to buy that as an investment, you won't qualify for FHA. Okay, you have to qualify with a different program. So FHA, again, number one for the con is like owner occupied only, or they call a primary resident. The number two is loan restriction amount. So loan amount restricted. Okay, let's say if you wanted to buy an expensive home and you qualify for FHA, I recommend you to talk to loan officer, or whoever that is your loan officer, to double check, can you use the FHA with that loan amount. Okay, but different county, different city, it's all different, so I wouldn't tell you the amount, but I want you to make sure with the loan originator or whoever your loan officer, for whoever that you work with, to find out with the loan amount. That's kind of like another con for me with the FHA. Consider about loan amount restricted. The PMI cannot remove from the loan. So let's say you purchased the home for $200,000, okay? 10 years down the road, the home worth it for $400,000. So you have 50% equity in the house. FHA would not allow you to remove the PMI, and that is kind of like that's kind of like that's considered con for me with the FHA loan, but doesn't mean that you cannot refinancing out from that program. But the thing is, if you're refinancing, most likely you have to pay for the closing costs again. So either or, it's your whichever that is best situation for your financing. The number 4 con is upfront mortgage insurance. I hate upfront mortgage insurance, honestly. But in a way, it's just like it's a requirement that comes with the loan. If you take an FHA loan, you have to have upfront mortgage insurance. So what is upfront mortgage is? Upfront mortgage is they charging you 1.75% from the loan amount. Let's say if you purchase a home $100,000, upfront mortgage will be $1,750 that you have to pay. So you have to finance $100,000 and you have to pay $1,750 on top of it. That's what upfront mortgage is, and that is another con for FHA. Okay. Number 5 is condo. If you are planning to purchase a condo and you qualify and you wanted to pick FHA loan, you have to make sure every time that you make an offer, or each time that you look at the area, you making sure that they are FHA approved, because some of the condo, they don't have an FHA approved, and if that's the case, you cannot use FHA loan. So you have to kind of know. So you should find out with them before you waste everybody's time. Okay. The last part is the FHA appraisal. FHA appraisal is they have more restricted based on they call it like base pain, but that is the FHA appraisal is more like I think paint or the rail, you know, it's not a big thing out of it, but yes, it could be something that you need to respond to that requirement based on appraisal. If they see it, they don't, you know, they don't think it's right, then they put it in the note and you have to comply to the appraiser before you can qualify for FHA. So that's kind of like all the con for FHA, okay? So in summary of me, with my experience with FHA, I consider FHA, I like FHA, you know. So in a way, it's like you don't have to put a lot of money down. You can get higher debt of ratio. So me, as the background, I'm a real estate investor. So I don't have one loan. I have multiple loans, okay? So either or, I really don't care. As long I get a loan, as long I can be able to own the property, I will take it. So I always have FHA loan for me, okay? Like I say, it helps me with lower down payment, so I don't have to use a lot of capital gain. I don't have to put 20%, 25%. I can put that in the saving, or, you know, could be able to use the money for the other program and then buy another property. That is just me, my preference and my goal, okay? But for those of you that wanted to have one or didn't care about it, have more money down, have a better FICO score, of course, you know, you don't have to do with FHA. You can go with a different program. But for some people that has a lower FICO score, you know, that has no money down, so FHA will be your best friend. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you have any other question, or if you guys have any question concern about real estate, I'm located in Utah. But you know, I have a lot of connected all over US. You know, if you're looking for any place, you watch this video, you don't have anyone that you talk to yet, and you would like to give me a call, you know, I'll be happy to helping you, and I'll be happy to connect it to whoever in your state. But for whoever that in Utah, I'll be happy, you know, to help you with any question, or to help you to find your home, you know, anything that you wanted. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you for the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.